Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Yoni Ben Shimon show. Today, for our seventh episode, we'll be delving into the evolution, or maybe say devolution of meme coin.
Revolution.
Yeah, of what it means to be a valuable project in terms of purpose versus product versus the meme or narrative that we're following. So, Yoni, do you want to just give some context on the research that you wrote and also the trends that you're seeing as a thought leader in the Web3 space?
Yeah, so basically, I think something very interesting happening that we are going through a very interesting change in basically what considered to be valuable in crypto, or from the point of view of the founders, is what you need to emphasize or what you need to pay attention to in order to become valuable. So
Mm.
it's two sides. The one that is looking for gems, or the one that is looking for tokens, are looking for certain things that are new things that currently those things became more important than they used to be. And from founders point of view, the meaning of is doing something else. So that's why I call it the meme coin revolution and the meme coin evolution. So the meme coin, so first, what is a meme coin? A meme coin is a token that the main thing behind it is the idea that brings together the community. And for a long time, meme coins used to be considered as jokes because they all revolved around a cat or a dog and so on. And there was kind of a distinction between real tokens and meme tokens,
Yeah.
and and it used to be different things. But what was this distinction or separation about is that real tokens used to be considered like stocks, like the way people looked at stocks. That's the way how people looked at tokens. So that's why they used websites like token terminal, and they measure the revenues, they measure what product is behind, and they look at meme tokens and those as those weird, funny things that is not a real tokens. And
Yeah.
then things now flipped. That's why I called it evolution. But then I will say why I mean by revolution. But evolution is means that the next evolution of meme coins is that the meme is the main thing and the product is the secondary thing.
Yeah.
So basically, what is happening is insane here. So when I'm saying the meme is the first thing, what I mean that founders and investors that want to invest in tokens, they need to think about the category. So the meme is the category.
Yeah.
Like we already spoke about categories, but when someone is launching a token, um, the category that is in is the meme. So and airdrop, and we will touch it a little bit later. And airdrop is the kind of method. Okay, so that's the meme coin evolution. But the meme coin revolution, it means that as a crypto founder, you need to kind of look for the meme more than you need to look for the product, because people can already copy paste a lot of products and merge between products, so the products becoming secondary. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of general approach, and then we can think about how to find or how to create value, or what to notice, and what is the elements of a valuable meme tokens or a valuable tokens, because now everything becoming a meme tokens.
Yeah. Um, Maybe you also want to dive into a little bit of the history. I know that there was like the original Doge, but now we have things like Blast, LFG, like Dimension
Oh,
that are pretty
all right.
telling of where this is going. I also want to know your take on, I mean, are you pessimistic that the products or like the way that we're generating revenue is just by like no product? Um, but maybe you
Mm.
could start with the first part, like the history of meme coins and where you see them now.
Actually, both of those questions are very interesting, very important. But okay, so first, the evolution of meme coins. So meme coins actually started from Reddit.
Yeah.
Reddit is a website of communities. Think of Reddit as a placeholder for meme coins. Like if you think about subreddits, every subreddit could be a meme coin very easily. If someone would measure, subreddits, and that's actually a good idea
But
for
people
someone to.
do that. My friend did that, and he made a lot of money
Oh,
with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Just measuring, like what people did in subreddit of jokes and subreddit of the first subreddit, and give them the ability to claim those tokens. But let's go back to the evolution. So it all started from pets, like subreddit, and most of the love to animals is about dogs.
Mhm.
And so dogs is a very a big unifier of people in the internet, and also cats. But the first meme coin was basically a monetization of that meme. Like they took that meme, monetized it with a token, and distribute the token well, called Dogecoin. That's the first instance of a community coin or a meme coin that we saw. And then we saw a lot of derivatives of those animals, Shiba Inu and that. But really, the and Pepe and like now on Solana, there is
Antelos, Bonk, yeah.
yeah, Bonk and Whiff and many others. But really, the meme coins that became you know big became big because they did something different with the legitimacy, the way they got legitimacy, and the way they created trust
Mm.
in the community, and the way they distribute the value. So take, for example, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu invented the idea of send Vitalik something, and the other 50% to the pool, 50% to Vitalik, gave the gave the perceived like it. Basically, people thought it's fair, like
Yeah.
people perceive it as fair. And that's why Shiba Inu became big, because they snatched Vitalik attention, right? So in order for anything to become possible, you need legitimacy, you need good distribution, you need a topic that people revolves around. So that was the first generation of meme coins, those tokens. But the second generation of meme coins is much more interesting. Those coins are basically taking existing product, fork it, and make a new distribution. And through the idea of basically original way of airdropping, they are getting a different approach. So the same thing like Vitalik did, like Shiba did with Vitalik, Blast did with the idea of like a rollup that give the users everything, like they give the users yield and give the users future airdrop.
Yeah.
And Dimension did it with multi-chain airdrop, invented the idea of multi-chain airdrop. And there was others that who else I mentioned in the post.
LFG in Dimension.
Yeah, LFG is interesting because all what they did is just giving a token in Solana to people that used Ethereum, and that to kind of move people into Solana. It's like so yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so that's the second kind of generation, and I think the innovation here is about what community you're going to choose, what topic you are about, how you're going to get legitimacy,
Mm.
and how you're going to airdrop. Those things, if you make it originally, you'll make something valuable. You
Yeah.
don't have to have anything novel in your product. So yeah, that's very exciting. And I'm talking about Web 2 communities and Web 3 communities.
Yeah. Um, what do you think about like external factors as well? Like if you're, as I was saying before, a couple of friends and I are trying to launch a coin. What do you think about things that you can't control, or not even that you can't control, but components like where you promote the token, or finding key thought leaders in the space to go on Twitter and go and promote. How do you see that influencing like the success of a coin, specifically with like new Solana tokens like Analos and Myro? Or do you think it's not as important as just like finding the category?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so how you get legitimacy, right? Like you need to know how to get legitimacy, how to get the right topic, how to get the right distribution. Those are the three really nail thing that you need to nail.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about legitimacy, it's the hardest. Why is the hardest? Because the people that give you legitimacy, they're already rich.
Yeah.
People are following those people, so they will not bother to promote something that they don't see. You know, when you are poor and you want to be rich, you just want to make money. When you're rich, you want to also make fame. So you need to attract the people that have legitimacy, aka are already rich, um, with so it's hard, right? Like so you have like basically two approach. One is finding a way to make your thing novel technologically. It's interesting to speak about the technology here because those people are care about technology. Like you can get zk people if you do your airdrop with the zk. You can get whatever, you know, cross chain people if you are making some kind of a novel thing in cross chain communication and so on. So the only way to get in front of many people is to get people with legitimacy.
Yeah.
Ads will not work, anything else will not work. Like you need to get important people vouching for you, and those people only care about technology, and and so you need to kind of bribe them or nerd snipe them with something new, something novel that you're doing, something innovative that can promote the space. Now, the second thing, the Chinese way, is to snatch their attention. So if you think who done that thing, is a lot of Justin Sun is doing a lot of those things. For example, Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu just fucking sent 50% to Vitalik without asking him. And then he was like, oh my God, this 50% now worth a lot. You know,
Yeah.
like they just send them money. Now everyone is sending money to people. All the scammers are sending money to people. But when they did it, it was innovative. So you need to know an innovative way how to get the attention of people or how to snatch the attention. Like one of those things. If you'll not do one of those things, you will not have a way to get legitimacy, and then people will dismiss you as another one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's completely valid. But now scams are rampant. It's so hard to distinguish. I think that kind of leads into like the other side of it from the investing perspective. Can you kind of walk through an example? I know you were really early into Bonk, um, but maybe you can walk through what criteria you're looking for and how to gauge like engagement and other factors and indicators like category or strength of a community. Because at the end of the day, like these tokens provide value because of the communities that underlie them. And that's really important in other coins too that are outside of the meme category. Like, how are
Yeah.
you analyzing, um, you know, any of these situations if they're good investments, or where are you looking to see if the developer community is good? Like, what are you looking for as an investor?
So both the investor and the founder, I think like one of the approaches is to understand what will be the next categories and to think about how to and to think what the value is, what's the people care about, what's their blah 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 blah. And basically the next generation of meme coins are just a derivative of that space.
Yeah.
So if you think what is a dimension? What is a dimension is a derivative of Celestia.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to be a derivative of something. So if you think what are the next categories, you can see that, you know, ZK is going to launch soon. A lot of roll-ups like ZK Sync, like like Starknet, and others, Scroll are going to launch soon. So you're going to have a ZK risk zero. You're going to have a ZK, like
Okay.
summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you'll find the original way to do an airdrop to participants of ZK, you can be kind of a ZK coin as well. Like another thing is social, the launch of XMTP, the launch of Lens. Another thing is risk-taking, like the launch of Eigenlayer. Another thing is games that are going to launch a lot of games, and also types of games, AI games. Another thing, AI protocols, if you can launch together, or so you just need to make a derivative, to make yourself derivative of something. So that's what I'm looking for an investor. And that's also what I'm looking for as a founder, like to think what, so even more micro than that, not to think ZK, to think Starknet,
Yeah.
to think Scroll, to think ZK Sync, to be the meme coin of that, the meme coin of that, the meme coin of that, the meme coin of that. And the meme coin of that is different, because in order to be a meme coin on risk taking, you need to have some kind of difference in your features.
Yeah.
So that's also something that you need to think about. But eventually you are a meme coin. You are not an innovative product. That's the main thing that you need to understand. And then like how you're going to get everyone realizing it. So a lot of communication, writing is necessary in order to explain what, who your competitors are, like what your category is. Yeah.
And what do you think about like maintaining or building a community? I know we've spoken about it before, but I've been in some of these Telegrams and Twitters where they're like very active and engaged. Do you think that's a pretty big indicator, or is that something that people should be less focused on in terms of like after they launch a product, like you said, that's very specific, whether that's in a small project or on a small chain? What are the other things that people should be aware of as builders looking to make coins, like meme coins?
Make people rich. Like it's very important. Like all communities are basically people that made money because of you and now grateful, so they want to make more money, and so it's a very much like a social game. Bitcoin maximalist, Ethereum maximalist, Solana maximalist, and all the NFT communities that did it recently, Bonk, Weave, all of those recent examples are people that became rich and they are grateful, like so. And even things that are, like Monad is hugely promoted by people that are investing in Monad. So they are promoting the parallel,
Yeah.
and also
What do you think are like the big differentiators, or do you think they're just I mean, kind of random? Like, I'm just wondering from an investor perspective. Like, obviously, these are like speculative things, but like we, for example, or Bonk or Myro, like the new generation, like what are they doing besides innovative distribution systems or like funny jokes? Like, you see anything specific that you'd say, hey, if you're gonna make a meme coin today, like obviously make something that's relevant, but is there anything else that you're seeing within these emerging projects that are actually taking off?
I think that first and foremost, you need to think about the category that you need to think about yourself as a derivative for a category. That's the main thing that you need to keep in mind. WIF and Bond are derivative of Solana. Like, and when you're thinking about it, you know the community that you are at and act accordingly based on the culture of that specific. So first you need to understand very well the culture that you are in, the mindset of the people in that community, and what they are looking for, how they are talking, what they are thinking, like what their goals are, and so on. And then uh, for example, in Say, there is this thing called Sayan. Sayan is the meme coin on Say. So Sayan is something that the founder said. Sayan, it's something that people really feels like they are, Super Saiyan, from
Yeah,
Ball Z.
Dragon Ball.
So I feel like to understand the culture is like 90%, and then to have better distribution,
Hmm.
and legitimacy. When you have those three things, you are successful. And it doesn't matter if you fork the blockchain or a rollup or a DEX or that or just a token. It doesn't matter. Like if you are making a good distribution, able to get legitimacy somehow, and understand the culture or the narrative that you're trying to give exposure to, then you're great.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate like the point that you said that I thought was really good, like with the Super Saiyan stuff. It's making people feel special and part of a community. It's like
Right.
it's like the key classic to marketing, like building a community that's engaged, but also will like be earned people and earn other people in the community because they want to make other people feel special, but also like feel entitled themselves. Um, I
Yeah.
think the hardest question that I'm gonna ask this podcast though is like the age old question that we've come to a couple of times, which is divesting. With these smaller cap projects, you can obviously read the momentum of communities and stuff, but how are you structuring your game plan like coming into these investments? Like they're speculative, but kind of walk me through if I know you saw Bonk a long time ago. What you did then,
Oh, I
which
didn't sold everything. I only sold half, so I
oh
still.
no, I said you saw it. I said you saw it.
I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Walk me through like when you get out or like how you are reading these things.
Honestly, it's all a gut feeling. You know, like it's
But it's so game theory, right? Like you get
it's kind of
someone
a
defects.
chicken. It's kind of a chicken game, but even within meme coins, there is how good people are doing stuff. Like eventually, the real money is being made if you are able to understand which meme coin is going to be to stay. So
Yeah.
you want to find things that have something different, something substantial, something meaningful, and you just don't sell, like almost don't sell, but you want to find the innovation in the distribution, innovation in the people that are acknowledging it, innovation in 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 the topic. Like if you are able to find innovation, meme coins are eventually everything else. Like it's a category. Like within meme coins, there are categories. Like Shiba is the category of giving to Vitalik. Sending to Vitalik without asking him. They created um, this way of creating legitimacy. By the way, like the question that you asked before, I think, like, is it good? Is it bad for the industry? I think is great. Why? Because the internet currently experiencing the second generation of the internet. The first generation was information and entertainment.
Yeah.
The second generation is money. All of those things in the internet that are not monetizable, including phones in the App Store and forums, all that is going to be monetizable. Like every subreddit is going to be monetizable. Every quar question, like someone that being asked, everyone in Wikipedia that is contributing to Wikipedia, everything, and it's all memes, like it's all memes. Contributors of Wikipedia is a meme, like is a meme about knowledge, is a meme about Wikipedia, blah blah. So I feel like airdrops, original airdrops, and original communities is kind of going to go very far. Like
Mm.
we're not going to see a lot, maybe hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of tokens,
Yeah.
meme tokens.
Yeah.
Um, and people are not going to underrate meme coins anymore.
Um, and I guess just as like a follow-up to that final question, where is your recommendation for someone that may not be as involved in the day-to-day, um, like live events and people, you know, shilling other projects? How do you stay informed on these tokens? Like how are you just being engaged in communities like Discord, Reddit, Twitter, or like what do you recommend for someone starting out?
So it's kind of a pyramid. First, understand the categories.
Yeah.
So I think you need to understand what is the main big product that are going to be launched soon. Based on those products, you understand what the category is. So Anoma and Intense, Eigenlayer and risk taking. ZK, like Starknet and Scroll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
More parallel EVM, Monad. Um, what else? Social and XMTP. Many games. So those are the, let's say, 6 categories that are going to dominate the space. Sorry, and AI, like 7. Okay, so and within AI there is a lot of, and within every category there's a lot of subcategories. But when you understand those topics, you make a list in Twitter. Those lists, the people that dominate those categories, and just follow them. Go to the list every day, see what they're talking about, see if someone talking about new coins, something new, and you follow them. Suddenly you discover, like new tokens. In addition, there are a lot of influencers that give you a lot of valuable knowledge. Like Ansem is one of the best,
Yeah.
uh, but there is others as well. Yeah, so I would say those two.
Yeah, let's in this description, let's leave a list of popular influencers that you think are reputable and not just shilling crap. Um,
Sure.
but yeah, this was a great podcast just to kind of recap everything. This is the 7th episode on the evolution of meme coins and the progression kind of from a product to an ecosystem, an idea behind a meme or a very popular, fad or trend, and what this kind of means for emerging projects, whether that's um, Solana as like a monolith or um, different things like ZK or emerging narratives like AI. So again, we thank you for taking the time to chat with us, Yoni, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.